Have you ever heard the phrase, wanting nothing gives you everything? Doesn't it sound ridiculous that when we want something so badly, we actually pull it away from us? Does it happen to you to focus on something and work harder and harder, and instead of becoming better, the results are actually worse? Then you met someone who is achieving exactly the same thing with ease and seems to care much less than you. This may happen when you're too attached to something. We can be attached to almost everything in our lives: our family, friends, possessions, the opinions of others, and the things we want. And the paradox is that we normally get what we want after we let go of controlling the outcome. You probably met your boyfriend or girlfriend not when you wanted to have a partner so badly, but when you were just enjoying your life. And the person appeared. Or how did you meet your business partner? When desperately going to meetups and networking events? Probably not. More likely, you focus on growing your business and engaging in genuine interactions. But what does detachment actually mean? Let's take a closer look. Is it just not caring and being chill? Sometimes it can be mistaken for apathy, but it is completely different. Detachment doesn't mean a lack of interest. It is about staying emotionally uninvolved. We care, but we keep our emotions away. This makes the difference because we become outcome independent. Why, when we chase something all the time, do we feel drained and exhausted? Because attachment is an emotional process. And when we feel attached and go one level deeper, we chase and hurry because we deep down don't believe that we are gonna make it. If we constantly examine ourselves, think that we are not good enough, and worry about the opinions of others, we literally take from our energy, and instead of focusing on the goal, we start wasting it on worries. And we focus so much on worries, we literally can be ourselves. Then why should we wonder that we are not getting the results we want? We are more in a state of desperately trying to get something than allowing it to come into our lives and be in receiving mode. On the other hand, when we are detached, we are calm, objective, and think more clearly. How do we shift from obsessing about something to allowing it to come into our lives? Through emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence helps us recognize and deal with the emotions that make us feel attached. First, we need to become self-aware of why we feel attached to something. What is the underlying emotion? It might be anxiety. We may feel attached to something because we fear losing it, or we want it so much that we fear we're not good enough or worthy enough to have it. For example, you may feel too attached to your job or business because this is your way of proving yourself worthy. And you're working all the time, doing over hours and giving your best just to prove yourself this. But your underlying emotion is actually self-doubt. You make all these efforts to prove to yourself that you're capable of it, but you don't actually believe it. Otherwise, you will know that you are able to get the same results without sacrificing your well-being. Another example is meeting your dream partner. When you feel so attached to the idea of having a partner, the fear of staying alone is actually blocking the chance for someone to come into your life. That's why magnetic women don't look for a partner. They just live their lives and attract him naturally. If you want to become detached and magnetic, you have to raise your emotional frequency. Emotions such as anxiety, fear, doubt, guilt, and shame have nothing to do with your life. You may still feel them, and that's okay. It is important to understand that you are not your emotions. Separate yourself from them and not feed them with thoughts in your mind. You probably memorized these emotions in your past, and that's why they come again, but you are not your emotions. I'll say it again. You are not your emotions. What you feel has nothing to do with the truth. It is your body's reaction due to limiting beliefs and past experiences. That's all. When you feel some negative emotion, try to talk with it. Dear emotion, I think that you're here and you're trying to protect me, but I don't need this anymore. Send some love to this emotion and continue doing what you're doing. Don't overthink about it and don't expand this emotion. Another important thing, separate yourself from your emotions. Don't suppress them. We are not talking about not acknowledging your emotions and pretending that they don't exist. Ignoring and suppressing them will probably show up in some way in the future. Your goal is to completely let go of them. Heal them. Imagine you're trying to build a house on unstable ground. It doesn't matter how good materials you use. If the foundation is not set up properly, it will show up in some way in the future. Maybe the house will start having cracks over time. It works in the same way with your emotions. If you don't acknowledge them, you won't be able to fully let them go. And they will show again in your life. Maybe you fear speaking in front of many people. If you just pretend that this fear doesn't exist, it will show up over and over again, and you won't be able to let it go. But if you say, on the other hand, I have some concerns when I speak in front of big groups of people, but I feel certain when I speak in front of friends. Then, next time, you can imagine that you're gonna speak in front of a big group of friends. Understand the meaning of your emotions. Our emotions bring messages to us. If we want to release a certain emotion, we need to hear the message and take action so that this emotion does not show again. For example, if you feel angry every time a colleague comes to you to complain about how much work he or she has and asks you if you can take over some of the tasks, your anger means that your boundaries are crossed. You also have enough to do, and it's not your job to do other people's work. Your emotion indicates that you need to set stronger boundaries and talk with your colleague that this behavior is not fine for you. Sometimes we feel angry towards our own actions because we act in a self-sabotaging way. Did you happen to work for hours without pressing the save button? Then your computer crashes and you lose all of your work. You probably feel angry. Do you know why? Your emotions are telling you not to do this again. Our emotions are like guides for us. They want to tell us the things that we oversee. If you feel attached to your partner, even if you're unhappy in this relationship, the fear of losing him or her might mean that you don't feel worthy enough for a better relationship and don't believe that you can have it. With your rational thoughts, you can prove these beliefs wrong. We can define how we are going to feel in the future by choosing our thoughts more carefully. Set standards for how you want to feel. When we change how we feel, we change our energy and then our life changes. If we want to stay detached, we need to learn how this energy makes us magnetic and attracts things to us feels like. We cannot choose how our body reacts due to past events, but you can set the standards for the future. If you want to create this magnetic, detached aura that attracts abundance, we should set the standard to feel like we are winners, we are good enough, and we reach our goals with ease. Clarify where you set your priorities. Your values will guide your emotional standards and help you prioritize feelings that align with them. We should start feeling like the person we want to be. Our detached version is probably more confident, open to new challenges, and fully enjoys life. Spend time understanding your current emotional state and identify the feelings you want to experience more often and what is no go for you. You cannot always choose the situation you're in, but you can choose your thoughts, and this defines how you feel in the future. This automatically means thoughts like, I'm not good enough, I cannot make it, I don't deserve this, don't have place in your mind. If such thoughts appear, you take a second to prove them wrong and continue thinking as a winner. When you do this, make sure to also use your belief that this thought has nothing to do with you and the effect will come much faster. This leads us to our next extremely powerful weapon. You are always the one who chooses how to react. There are things that don't depend on us, but we always have the full control over our reactions. Depending on how we react to a situation, we can change so much. The worst you can do is to go into victim mode and start blaming the people around you for things that don't work so well. If you're not there where you want to be, if you didn't achieve the things you want to achieve, it is entirely your fault. Sorry to say that, but it is your fault. Even if you don't like the situation you're in, if you think that you're treated unfairly, you have control over your reactions. And you can change so much with them. You achieve your goals much faster if you gain control over your reactions. If you just react to what happens, then your surroundings take the control away from you. Don't lose your temper when you have an argument with someone. You don't know the other person's story. Also, don't be judgy. Just stay calm and don't take things personally. The best you can do to be more magnetic and more detached is to relax and stay open for the opportunities that might come every moment. By mastering emotional detachment, you are not just getting ahead. You're creating a life by design and full of purpose. If you're ready to take charge of your emotional success, subscribe now for more tips and strategies how to achieve everything you've dreamed of. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe for personal brand building tips and videos like this. See you next time.